Hello students, in today's lecture we'll be discussing the various threats and vulnerability attacks in case of MANET. MANET, as we know, stands for Mobile Ad Hoc Network, in which the nodes can join anytime. It is autonomous in nature, self-configuring, and a multi-hop network. Its configuration and topology is not fixed. The various threats and vulnerability and attacks in case of manets are the following. Before starting anything, let's discuss what is a threat. Threat is nothing, it is the means through which the ability or intent of an agent to adversely affect an automated system, facility, or operation can be manifested. That is, all methods or things used to exploit a weakness in a system operation constitute the threat agents. Examples are like attackers, intelligence services, etc. So, threat is basically caused by somebody who wants to disrupt the normal functioning of the system. The factors affecting the threats in Manet are number one is absence of infrastructure, since the configuration and the topology, and there is no central authority in case of Manet that makes it more prone to any threat. Then dynamically changing network topology, that is, the nodes are not fixed, the nodes can enter or leave any time in the network. This puts the security of routing protocols under that. Then power and computational limitation. There comes a point where the power of devices drain off totally, and that makes the entire network vulnerable to any type of threat. Then comes the vulnerability. Vulnerability is basically any hardware or software flaw that leaves an information system open for potential exploitation. The exploitation can be of various types, such as gaining unauthorized access to information or disrupt critical processing. It may not be somebody intruder, it can also be like somebody inside the network that can make it possible that the entire system, entire network shuts down. It is basically consists of two types: the channel vulnerability, which involves broadcast wireless channels allow message eavesdropping and injection easily. Node vulnerability: when nodes do not reside in physical protected places, they easily fall under the attack. So vulnerability basically is a term that associates the network with different kinds of threats, and these threats can be imposed by the channels or the links that are connecting the nodes, or the nodes if themselves can be the reason for the attack on the network. Then next is attack. What is basically an attack? It is the attempt to bypass the security controls on a computer system. Now, it can be by any means, it can be through the channels, or it could be through the nodes. The attack may alter, release, or deny data. For example, of the alter thing is that instead of sending data from node A to node B, there enters somebody intruder in between A and B, and that person can change the data, or that person or the intruder can cause the data to alter, or can also make it possible that the data from destined from A to B does not reach at all. Example of attacks includes actions such as obtaining illegitimate privileges, inserting the data falsely, modifying information, analyzing network traffic, obtaining intelligence access to the system, or disrupt the network operation using malicious softwares. Firstly, discussing that what is a malicious software. Malicious softwares are basically kind of spam. That is the reason for any laptop or any phone, we try not to use the third parties. We try to always install the softwares that are pertaining to that laptop or to the cell phones or the mobiles, because this is the reason that third party can itself be malicious software. Obtaining illegitimate access to the system. The example is Gmail. Suppose we have a ID and a password and somebody tries to access it, and then the person is able to get our security code as well. So this is kind of an illegitimate access to our data. Analyzing network traffic, there might be an intruder at one of the nodes who is trying to see that how the data is following or how the data is multi-hopping from one node to the other. This is how a system is being attacked. Then there are two types of attacks. Number one is external attack, the other is internal attacks. External attacks are carried out actually by the nodes that do not belong to the network. They are basically the malicious intruders into the network. They cause congestion. That means there might be they suppose if there is a packet or a data that is being transferred from A to B, there might occur a point that A is continuously sending the data into the into the network, and it is not being transferred to B. So this is the example of congestion. Then send false routing information. So if the all the nodes know that the data is supposed to be sent from A to B, instead of giving this information, the intruder is doing that the data should be sent from A to D or A to E. That makes the data unnecessarily roam around in the network, consuming the power and reducing the availability of services. The intruder can also do that he or she can make the channel busy or the node busy so that the data does not reach the destined destination. Then comes the internal attacks. Internal attacks are from compromised nodes. That is the nodes on which already the attack has been done, that are a part of the network. In an internal attack, the malicious node from the network gains unauthorized access and impersonates as a genuine node. It can analyze traffic between other nodes and may participate in other network activities. So this node, that is the malicious node, maybe that node has been illegitimately entered as like, also another reason could be that the node has run certain type of malicious software on its system that has made it illegitimate, or by indirectly that node has given in access to a malicious intruder into the system. So this one is a compromised node that causes the internal attack. That is the part of the entire network. Then there are other categories of attack as well, the passive attacks and the active attacks. In the passive attack, the attacker passively listens to the packet or frame exchange in the wireless medium by sniffing the airways. That intruder is continuously checking on how the data is being transferred across a particular link. Since an attacker only listens to the packets that are passing by without modifying or tampering with the packet, these attacks mainly target the confidentiality attribute of the system. However, in this case, the process of gathering information might lead to active attacks later on. this kind of attack is very easy to launch. It is not a direct attack on the data. Instead, the intruder is only sitting there and observing the packets. So later on, this attack itself can turn into something big. That packet can be tormented anytime later on in future. So it is not like passive attack is not harmful. Passive attack can be grounds for the active attacks later on. It is of three types. Number one is traffic monitoring and analysis. Now, in this type of attack, there are chances that the intruder monitor packet transmission to infer important information such as from where the packet is being originating and to where the packet is reaching, that is the source and destination, and then what are the pairs that are exchanging data, analyze that information to use for different attacks. That is example similarly that this passive attack can further be converted to active attacks. The intruder is closely observing if node A is sending data in a random manner to node B and node C. The intruder is actually trying to see what type of data is going to both the nodes and how and when that data is going. So later on, if that person wants to destroy the packets or wants to alter the packets or do something to the network, that person can easily do. Then comes eavesdropping. Now, eavesdropping is also another kind of passive attack that happens in the MANET. In this, the transmission in ad hoc network uses shared wireless medium and in broadcasting manner. Broadcasting is basically that data is sent from one node to all the nodes. All nodes in range can hear transmission without an extra effort. Now, this type of attack mainly aims at obtaining some confidential information that needs to be kept secret during communication. So, basically, that intruder is trying to access the encrypted data that is broadcasted to all the networks, sorry, all the nodes, and further, this secret message that has already been transmitted to the nodes by any means is actually accessed by the intruder or the malicious node that is trying to harm the network. Then comes SYN flooding. Now, in this type of attack, the attacker may repeatedly make new connection requests until the resources that are required by each connection are exhausted or reach a maximum limit. Now, this produces severe resource constraints for legitimate nodes. This attack is basically a denial of service type. For example, in this case, that if being an intruder, I am continuously trying to connect to node A. At a time, it will come that the energy and the power consumption of the A node is totally drained out. So I what I can do is I'm trying to harm that node so that that node stops functioning and by any means I get to enter into the network. Now, what this will happen, this will help the intruder to actually gain access to the network. So, that is basically a technique that hitting the same node again and again till the time that node actually expires or till the time that node is actually dead. And once the node is dead, that means there are chances that the transfer or the broadcasting or any type of thing that is happening in the network is hampered, and the nodes cannot communicate among themselves. Then moving on from passive attack to active attacks. What is basically active attacks? These are those attacks where the attacker takes malicious actions in addition to passively listening to ongoing traffic. For example, in this case, the attacker might choose to modify packets or inject packets or even disrupt the network service. We have discussed in all the three types, the traffic monitoring analysis, eavesdropping, and SYN flooding, that how the intruder is actually watching the packets or watching the links, that how the data is broadcasted. All these three actually causes an active attack to occur. The misbehaving node or the illegitimate node has to bear some energy cost in order to perform some harmful operation. For example, like changing or altering of the data. Now, active attacks can actually cause damage and are malicious, which often threaten integrity, availability of the network, and also these attacks could be internal or the external one. Internal means there is a node that has already been compromised, and external means that some intruder has entered into the system and is harming the system at every possible cost. Then there are following types. Number one is generic attack against routing. Now, routing is a very important function in not only MANET but all kinds of network. Now, this can also easily be misused, leading to several types of attacks. Now, routing protocols are actually generally prone to the attacks from malicious nodes. Now, these protocols are usually not designed with security and in mind. They are actually vulnerable to node misbehavior. Now, this is particularly true in case of MANET routing protocols because they are designed. Now, the network is actually designed for minimizing the level of overhead and for allowing every node to participate in the routing process. When the data is transferred, it is not that some nodes actually start dysfunctioning or some nodes are turned off. In MANET, all the nodes are active at a particular time. Now, making routing protocols that are efficient always increases the security risk of the protocol, and that allows a single node to significantly impact the operation of the protocol. So when if even if we are designing, even if we want that the routing protocols should be efficient and should be actually causing less of overhead to the nodes, there are chances that these all routing protocols will further be reason for the attacks that will be done to the system. Then next type is black hole attack. Now, in this type of attack, now the attacker node or the illegitimate node sends false message to all or route requesting node, claiming to possess shortest path for from it to the destination node. Now, so all or the requesting node update their routing table, and now what they does, they do send the data towards the attacker instead of the actual node where data has to be sent. Now, malicious node may drop all the incoming packets. For example, that data has to be transferred from A to B. Now, what does the malicious node or the illegitimate node does is that it sends an information to all the nodes that the data should be sent from A to that malicious node. Now, when all the nodes gets this message, they actually thinking that the malicious node is the part of the network. They update their routing tables. Now, what does this cause? That when they want to actually send data to B, now that data is going to the malicious node. Now, the malicious node itself can alter that data, or it can drop all the data that is received from all the nodes. Now, this will actually cause a loss or a lot of damage to the entire network. Example, this is how black hole attack works. Then comes the wormhole attack. Now, in this type of attack, the attacker actually makes a tunnel, kind of a tunnel between them, and grab data, then pass it from tunnel and replay it at other ends, which disturbs the routing. What it is doing, it is actually causing disturbance in the network, fading the packet, or causing noise in the entire network. Now, this type of attack actually could prevent discovery of any routes and may even create a wormhole even for packet not addressed to itself because of broadcasting. Wormhole are hard to detect and do damage to the network in a very bad way. Basically, what it is doing is it is disrupting all the channels or some of the channels so badly that the nodes will actually see that that link doesn't even exist. This is how wormhole attack occurs. A tunnel is made and that links are caused to be disrupted totally so that the nodes could not identify it. So that channel is totally distorted and the channel will not be used. So there won't be any transfer of packets and there will be chances that the entire network will be affected. Then comes the gray hole net attack. Now, in this type of attack, the attacker involves itself in data transmission path to drop the data packet on certain probability, like packet is intended for a specific node or drops packet at certain interval of time. Now, it is very hard to detect because the attacker node works in an off mode, on and off mode with probability. Therefore, data forwarded by it in the network is so hard to identify. Sometimes it will be active and sometimes it will be totally dead. So, this will cause actually nobody in the network can actually see from where that data is coming or where that data is lost. Then location disclosure attack. Now, in this type of attack, the malicious node leaks information regarding the location or the structure of the network. It itself may allow use of location information for further attack. It gathers the node. It here we are referring to the malicious node, gathers the node location information such as the routing table or the routing map and knows nodes situated on the target route. So it is basically this malicious node. It is part of information disclosure attack. In this, that the node, the malicious node knows from where which data will be going to which where. And so by having this information, it can actually attack the system in a very bad manner. So here is the different types of attacks, the threats and the vulnerabilities that any manet is prone to. And there are different protocols that could be set to avoid such attacks. Thank you.